the Honorable Jill Fannin. Judge Fannin has been a judge at the Contra Costa Superior Court since 2003. She's currently serving in the Civil Division. She was presiding judge from 2017 to 2018. And before she was appointed to the bench, she was president of the women's section of our Bar Association. So with that, welcome, Judge Fannin.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. I hope, am I loud enough? Yes. Okay, so I have the honor and Herculean task. Where's Steve Austin? I thought he was going to be with me. Oh, there you are. Of highlighting Judge Austin's 23 years on our bench. The privilege is mine because I was lucky enough to work with him in civil for many years and alongside him as assistant presiding judge while he was PJ. You all know him as the smart, hardworking, easygoing, quick-witted judge in Department 33, but he is so much more. A few fun facts before we get to the bench. Steve is very proud of having grown up with his brother in a working class neighborhood in San Jose. His dad worked the assembly line at HP and his mom was a school secretary. Steve got his ticket out by winning an athletic scholarship to UCLA for swimming. Did you know he was an All-American his senior year for swimming the 50 free? From there, it was off to Hastings and then a practice primarily in civil defense. He has been happily married to his better half, Evanthea, and he is a devoted father to his two adult daughters, Ariana and Helena, and I believe all three of them are on the call today. So back to our story. Of course, when he was appointed in 1998, since he was a civil practitioner, he was assigned to criminal. And he started in Pittsburgh and he quickly became the supervising judge there. He later had assignments in family law and felony trials, but most of his career, 13 years in all, were in the civil division. Much of that time as supervising judge. And since he was PJ in 2015 and 2016, he was basically a permanent member of our court's executive committee. What might surprise you is that despite a full caseload, Steve was constantly working to improve circumstances for the disadvantaged. I think this drive goes back to his humble beginnings, and it is a testament to how innovative he is. In our court, he piloted the How to Live in America program, which advised new immigrants of our laws. In 2007, he worked with social services and treatment providers to create our community homeless court, and he has conducted that court monthly all these years. He took actual DUI trials to high schools to educate kids on the danger of drinking and driving. In 2014, he started our Laura's Law Court, which he has handled the whole time. The goal is to get people with behavioral health problems into treatment and to keep them off the streets and out of court. And that was locally. Statewide, Steve has been a longtime member of the Judicial Council's Access and Fairness Committee, serving on its executive committee for many years. One of two judges appointed by the chief to serve on the Commission to Access to Justice, and he was chair of that commission for years. Also chair of the state's Court Interpreters Advisory Panel. In these roles, he wasn't just a figurehead. He advanced and implemented the ADA for everyone using our courts, and he helped increase access to interpreter services in all case types. Recently, and this is a big one, he was handpicked by the chief for a small pilot program that partners model judges with judges struggling with demeanor issues and to get those judges back on track. So his patience, his ability to be direct and kind, and his humility are known statewide. Throughout his career, Steve has taught countless classes locally and statewide on the ADA and using interpreters, and he's always been the go-to judge for teaching civil programs on discovery, ADR, and everything else. And you can still see him immortalized for all time and countless CJUR videos for staff and judges. Still, he had his day job for 13 years where he handled every kind of civil trial imaginable. The assignment let him indulge in his natural curiosity to learn about all sorts of things, from brain injuries and railroad crossings, and as he told us, pedicures, And of course, he's renowned at settling cases. Given his talents and experience, he has been awarded every accolade a civil judge can get. This includes being awarded ACCTLA's Trial Judge of the Year twice. And the San Francisco ABOTA program just created a similar award this year so that Steve could be the recipient. Personally, I think he shined the brightest as PJ. Hands down, he was our most popular PJ, and this is about judges and staff. And trust me, it's very tough to be popular in that job. His style was classic management by walking around. He would pop in at clerk's offices and branch courts to see what was going on. As a quintessential people person, it gave him a chance to touch base with everybody, especially the employees whom he loved dearly. He's always known everyone's name, and he always makes people smile. As a colleague, I already miss not being able to run down the hall to talk to him about a funny story or a naughty problem. And we all miss his big laugh and joie de vivre. Who knows? Maybe there will be a second act where you'll all get to see and enjoy his intellect and humor. Whatever adventure the next stage offers, Steve has earned it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Fannin. With that, I would like to present the Honorable Steve Austin with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Judge Austin, if you would like to share some words, we would love to hear it.
You're on mute, Judge Austin.
You know, it's funny. I've only been doing Zoom for like a year and a half or 2 years. I do that every time. It's just one of those things. It's kind of funny. Thanks, Jill. That was an amazing introduction. Sometimes when I hear things like that, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that, but I sit here, I just can't believe that I did all that stuff. Judge Fannin and I have worked closely together for, lots of years now. Both as when I was PJ, she was assistant PJ, and then I was outgoing PJ when she was PJ. So we worked a lot in the administrative part, but also as colleagues, we're right next door to each other. We're always going into each other's offices, and I'm really going to miss plopping down on your chair, bursting through the door, kind of like Kramer, saying, I got to talk to you about something, and we sit down. So it's going to be hard not having that in my future. Thank you all so much for this honor. I'm sorry that we can't be in person. I would have liked that, to be with you and be able to share together this special occasion for me. But maybe it's the best, though. I've thought about that. As my wife and kids can tell you, I tend to get a little emotional when I speak at events like this. I'm pretty sure if I was there with all of you, I'd end up blubbering and with you sitting right in front of me, and I wouldn't work out. So hopefully that's not going to happen while I'm on Zoom. So here's to Zoom. It's nice having the little separation. Being the judge has been the best job in the world for me. I like being a lawyer, but serving as a trial judge for the last 23 years has really been an amazing experience. I love the busy calendars, the intellectual challenges, and the compelling stories involved in the thousands of cases that have come before me. Every day's been different, every day's been interesting, and every day's been meaningful. All this, and you get to do justice and hopefully make the world a better place. What more could a guy from San Jose ask for? Along the way, I've gotten to meet all of you and watch your skills grow over the years. From my work with the courts throughout the state, I know that we have a special bar association made up of talented and dedicated people. And we have a uniquely strong bond between our bar association and the bench in this county. Thanks all of you for your volunteer efforts that have helped our court keep going through difficult times. And thank you, Teresa Hurley and Lisa Reep before you for everything you've done to make the Bar Association what it is today. I also want to thank my colleagues on the bench, both past and present, for all their help, advice, and support over the years. We've got a pretty tight group of really excellent judges who have always worked cooperatively to do what's best for the court and for our county. I got to know that so well when I was PJ. Everybody sacrificing for the better of the court happened constantly. I'm going to miss them very much. I also want to thank the staff of the court, not just my longtime clerk Annie Young and my bailiff Paul Welge, who are both amazing people and who I already miss seeing every day like crazy. You might not realize it, but we have like 300 people who work at the court in all of our many locations. After 23 years, it seems like I know all of them. They're all great. They work hard behind the scenes every day, and they don't get any recognition, very little, which they should. They keep our court afloat and moving forward, especially during these difficult times with COVID. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Evanthea, and my daughters, Ariana and Helena, who are on here. During my time on the bench, my daughters have grown up to be wonderful, strong, and independent women. But it couldn't have been easy growing up in a small town with a dad as a judge. They never complained, though, at least as far as I remember. And Evanthea, I'm so thankful that you were always patient with me as you listened to me go on and on at the end of the day about something that happened in court. That's pretty much a daily occurrence in our house. Thanks for putting up with me for all these years. As Jill said, one of the things that I'm most proud of during my judicial career is having been asked to work with the Commission on Judicial Performance, to work with judges around the state who've had problems with their demeanor. And working with them through their issues, we've come up with a short list of some rules to live by that are good for judges to make sure they don't get in that kind of trouble in the future. I want to share them because they apply pretty well to lawyers too. I also want to share them because this is like my retirement speech, the only one I'm going to get. And that's really about the only time in your life you could act kind of Yoda-like up here. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's short. First one, be kind, be patient, treat everyone with dignity and respect, be efficient. With the judges, I always say, don't waste people's time in court. That applies. Don't waste people's time in general, I think, is a good rule to live by. Always remember that no matter how small and trivial a case may seem to you, at that moment, it's the most important thing in the lives of the people in your court. And this is my favorite. Always behave in court like your mother's sitting in the back row. If you do that one, all the rest of them all take care of themselves. So that's the one to always just remember. And you're going to do just fine. Okay, so once again, thanks everybody for this honor and special recognition. And thank you all for everything you've done for the court. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Judge Austin. And I wish we were in person so you could hear what I'm sure would be resounding applause and cheers and whoops and everything for you. So I just have to put in a real quick CCCBA memory of you. You have often been our go-to judge for Bridging the Gap, and which is just a fantastic introduction, I think, for new lawyers to the county to have met you, and for you to have toured them around. And also, I know you love the steak sandwiches.
I do every year, and I also turned on to make sure I was on the right day for this thing. And I looked at my pictures up there with the whole group of the new ones. So
yep. The last time we had an in-person one. So
yeah, it was nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We all miss you very much.
Oh, well, missed you guys too, but I'll be around. You'll see me someplace.